I'm looking in the mirror though after the incident, after they beat me up, bro, like forearms, stomping me, whooping me, hit me with the walkie-talkies in the face, looked like Emmett Till, face all swole, everything. And bro, I just broke down, bro, shed a tear, bro. Like I'm unrecognizable. Anybody ever been in prison in the state of Florida, you know, them folks up there, they beating on you, real deal, like slavery type, whooping on you. Really like gave up, like lost hope for a while. Just being 20 years old with a 15-year sentence. My daughter just born, she 9 months. I got 15 years. I ain't gonna get out till she's 16. I started smoking synthetic marijuana, you know, getting on drugs. I got 15 years. I'm trying to suppress this time. I cried out to the Most High and like, man, just change me. I'm at the end of myself. I can't do it no more. I need, if you real, show yourself to me.
So basically you getting beat by the COs led you to more towards God in that whole situation.
Right. Just that was like one of the final straws. It's like being sick and tired of being sick and tired, being at the lowest point of your life, being at rock bottom, like being in the space where like I done tried everything. Like ain't nothing working. Why not try God?
I appreciate you, man, coming back on the podcast with me, man. I'm happy that we able to walk this journey in life together, because you know what me and you both been through in the past, and you know what we came from and where we at now. It's a blessing to see you with me. When you made the comment, you didn't know whether when you got out of prison, and by the way, my cousin did 15 years in prison, which is like a life sentence. That's forever. But when you was in prison and you had changed your life and you had your awakening, you didn't really know if you was going to be dealing with a lot of the old homeboys or a lot of old friends or even me, because you didn't really know what nobody was on. But the crazy thing about it is what I never told you, I was getting whiffs of what you was doing in prison. You know, I don't know the full story, but I knew you was off the chain. You was bucking hard for like the whole 13 years, and you chilled down for like the last 2 years of being in there. But it kind of hurt my heart, because the funny thing about you saying that you wasn't going to talk to nobody because they weren't on the right path that you was on and you didn't want to associate yourself with that. That's how I felt about you. And I was never going to tell you that, because I'm like, this man wilding out in prison. Like, what if he get out and I'm like, he wilding. I'm not going to really be able to connect with him like that. But I can chill with you, you know, and talk to you. But, you know, it's always got to be a distance when you on a different path. And honestly, how hard you was wilding out in there, I thought you was heading for death when you got out. It used to hurt me and bring tears to my eyes. And I used to be like, dang, I don't want this man to get out and be wilding out in these streets, man, and he end up dead. And I was like, I hope he don't do that, because like how vulnerable and soft I am now, and how I have given my life to God and how I'm totally different. I'm not hard, acting hard how I used to. I wouldn't be able to handle that type of pain. It would have like destroyed me. And Kari said he thought the same thing. He said he thought that even before you went to prison, he thought that you was headed towards the grave because you was out of control.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what I mean? God had a plan for me the whole time. Like I said in my song, 15 years I had to put out the cave, found my purpose, had to switch up my ways. Eating good, bread of life on my plate. Solid faith, it don't bend no break. Armor a yacht, I put down a drake. Paradise, you could come elevate. No shoes on and walk into my faith. My blessings flow, you could fill up a lake. Blood of Messiah, a whole lot of grace. It's his grace, bro.
Hey, it's funny.
By his grace.
It's funny you just did that with your song, because I actually listened to your song to get crunk for the podcast.
Nah.
Cause yes, man. I listen to your songs, man, to help me like get me in the mindset, you know, to speak this truth on this path. And because usually I listen to rap, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of the rap frequencies in the music, it kind of sometimes have me in weird places. Sometimes I be, you know, in flashbacks of what I used to do. And I'm like, that ain't the space I want to be in when I get on a podcast with you. And I remember you telling me, cause when you was like, how much you used to look up to me and how I didn't know how much you looked up to me, bro. And just knowing that I almost led so many people down the wrong road to their death, and to be able to see the transition of you being on the other side with me. Cause I've been had my awakening a while ago. I had given up the street life when I did my first 6 years. But when I got out, I still was kind of messing around, dibbling, dabbling and doing little stupid stuff, but not nothing crazy how I used to. You know, when I had my kids, I was faced with like a fork in the road, and I had to make a decision to really sit down, you know, stop doing drugs and to really focus my mind, because I was like, anything I do now is going to affect the future of my kids. And that horrified me. That was my fork in the road. And I'm like, and I got to do right. But even though I did right, all of the trauma started to sneak back in. How I told you,
Right, right.
it all even though I was playing a good parent and hiding because my kids don't really know anything about my background because I'm scared to tell them. I'm embarrassed by it.
Bro, like, tell your kids see the man you are today. You feel what I'm saying? So that's your testimony, bro. That's part of your testimony. That's part of your story. That's part of your journey into who the man that God created you to be. You know what I'm saying? That's your testimony by people hearing what you were and the old man used to be, and now them seeing the fruit of the new man, the new creation. Just that alone in itself speaks volumes. Dang, when you hear people come and say, "Boy, you ain't nothing like what you used to be back in the day," that's a blessing. That's a compliment. You could see growth. You could see the transformation. You could see the metamorphosis. You could see the elevation. You could see my light shining. In other words,
I was talking to E on the phone, because he's still in the feds. He get out soon, and he was like with the whole identity thing, and that's what people have problems with when they transitioning and changing their life is the identity thing. And I'm like, and I was just trying to let him know it's funny because people will respect you more seeing what you, like you said, seeing what you came from when they see the transition over to being, a good law-abiding citizen. They actually have more respect for you when they see that version of you, knowing what you used to be like.
it's deeper than that, though,
Go
brother.
ahead.
Because with some people, they were so far gone. With some people, they stare death right in the eyes on a regular basis. That when you see their transformation, when you see them walking as a new creation, the, God get the glory out the gate. God be magnified out the gate just by how that boy living. Cause they say, boy, I know God had to touch that boy. I know something from heaven had to touch that boy for him to be the man that he is today from what we used to see. How he used to be moving out there, tearing the streets up and running around just full of hate, full of envy, blinded, deceit, blinded. It's the blind leading the blind. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy because and I want to tell you this too. It's funny when you made the comment when you was like, man, you used to look up to me, and I didn't know how much you looked up to me. And I was just a soft guy that was, because I got rejected by my stepdad. I was just a soft-hearted guy that was willing to do anything to validate myself just to prove I was hard. But it was weird because it's like my heart didn't align with my actions. Even though I was a good guy on the inside, it's just like since I experienced so much rejection, I was willing to do anything to validate myself because I would have spent the block 10 times just to prove a point, bro, just to validate
Right.
myself. And I know a lot of people can't relate to that.
And how many more young brothers out there wasting their life away, going through thinking the same way with that same thinking pattern. And that's where we come in and trying to lift them up and sharing what we've been through, and just because not everybody has somebody there for them. A lot of us, what we thought we knew we was doing wrong, but the things that we thought were right wasn't even right.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
that's where it coming.
No
That's where the
direction at all.
deprogramming coming in.
No direction.
None, bro.
The blind lead the blind. We just following each other right into the pit, right into a hole, right to hell on the broad road. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. But when you told me that, cuz what I thought about is you never knew how I looked at you. I looked at you like you was the real gangster. You was looking up to me, but I was looking at you like, this man, I seen it in you. Like you might have thought I was gangster, but I was really faking. You was the real gangster, bro. I promise you, I was faking. Like I used to look at you like this man is the real deal. You was scary, bro.
I was just a chicken with a head cut off, man. That's it. Running around like a chicken with one head cut off, man. Heart cold, just for like you say, full of pain and full of trauma. Don't know how to deal with it. Feeling like the world owe me. Embracing cliches like me against the world, stuff that's coming from the culture. music, you know what I'm saying? And just letting
But that
letting the
but that
world.
comes from rejection though.
Right, right, right. It was deep rooted. It was deep rooted.
Cause it all start from in the home, bro. When you feel rejected by your parents, cause like we talked about last time, man, a lot of people are not aware that you can have your parents in the house and they just not be present, and you still feel rejection. Cause parents gonna do it like it, and I ain't saying my mom didn't raise me good, and because it ain't no manual on how to be a parent. Cause as I gotten older, I've learned like, dang, all of the mistakes I'm making it ain't no manual. So you kind of learning as you go. So that's what kind of helped me like learn to have compassion for my stepdad, even though he abused me. And I've always had compassion for my mom because like I said, she's always been loving, and she was just really caught in the middle and didn't know how to deal with a lot of stuff that was going on. Because like I said, ain't no manual on how to be a parent. But the thing about it is you can have the parent in the home, but the parents be going through their own stuff, bro, and they just doing what they taught and not being present. And kids feel that abandonment, bro. They can feel when parents are not present. Like your parents gonna take care of the household. They paying bills, they putting food on the table, but that don't mean they present though.
Right.
And that's what a lot of kids go through.
Right. And so that's why it's called emotional intelligence, like being able to be emotionally aware of the treatment of another person, whether it's your child for the sake of parents, or your sibling, your brothers and sisters, how they feel at the time and the moment based off of what you're doing to them or what they're doing to you, being able to read them, read how they feeling, and be able to reciprocate or respond to it accordingly, according to principle, according to what's deeply rooted in you. Everybody has a mechanism within themselves that when you finna go hit that lick, and your mind like, don't do that, and your heart start racing, and you start getting the sweats and your stomach start turning, but you ignore that, and you continue to go on. We do that with a lot of things. A lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah. But like, man, you talked about with that deprogramming, man, like a lot of people are scared to go against what their family taught them, because it's scary. Because when you kind of drop all your belief systems and everything you was taught, you kind of just like stuck and you lost because you like, what way do I go now? What path do I go? I don't know any new path. I'm only doing what I was taught growing up. And that deprogramming is very important because like when you choosing those even when you going on a new path, and you like I was doing a podcast, bro, and I was talking about it. Like I was like, you can move to a new city, but if you still got the same beliefs and you still got the same old raggedy ways, you moving to that new city ain't gonna help you.
Right, right.
You're gonna do the same thing in that new city.
Yeah.
That's why you kind of got to sit back and you kind of like you got to deprogram. And you just got to get away from everything you was taught, and kind of be the black sheep of the family. And it's going to feel like you're going against the grain because you're going to feel alienated, and you going and because once you change yourself and deprogram, your actions going to be different from what the average family member doing. And you even may end up separating yourself from some family members and a lot of friends because you no longer align with what you used to be. You the new version of yourself. That's why you thought you was going to have to cut us off when you got out because you was a new version of yourself, right. But you didn't know we was the new version with you, baby. And we here today, baby.
Yeah, yes. Right, great job. Line up with the truth. See, speak the truth regardless. Line up with the truth. And if they ain't trying to line up, get left behind. That's all it is. That's all it is. We gonna love, and we gonna be loved. And we gonna be vessels of the Most High, and we gonna honor each other, and we gonna love on each other, man. And that's what it's about. What it's about, elevating, bro, and walking in the light.
But let me ask you a question, because like, what made you like? Because I know you was going crazy in prison for the whole 13 to 15 years, but like, what happened to make you sit down and really be like, man, I don't want to do this anymore? Like, what was it? Like, was it? Are you about like you coming close to your exit date? Like, what was it that made you sit down and really change your whole life? Because it really surprised me, bro. You was a Tasmanian devil. Like what was it?
It was a little bit of everything, man. Having a 15-year sentence, you know, I remember the very exact thing that I thought the day I got sentenced. When the judge hit that gavel, I thought to myself, man, these folks done took my life, man. I felt like it was over with, bro. And so just being 20 years old with a
I,
15 sentence, I got my daughter just born. She 9 months. I got 15 years. I ain't gonna get out till she's 16. You know what I'm saying? And so just trying to, and at the time I was seeking God, but I had an ulterior
oh, for
motive.
real?
I had an ulterior motive. I'm trying to use God like a genie. Like, you get me off of this case, and I'll serve you. That type of stuff. But that wasn't in the card. That
Like
ain't how that ain't
okay,
that
a
ain't how
quid pro quo. You do me this favor, I do you that favor. A lot of people use God like a genie, bro. A lot of people do that.
Father work. Our heavenly Father don't work like that. So he had another plan. The Bible say a man had plans in his heart, but it's the Lord that directs the path. He steers the way. He makes the way. So, you know, going back to your question though, bro, just having all that time, man, and I started smoking synthetic marijuana and getting on drugs. I got 15 years. I'm trying to suppress this time. You know, I'm in an oppressive state. Anybody ever been to prison in the state of Florida? Them folks up there, they beating on you. I mean, it's real deal, like slavery type, whooping on you, talking to you crazy. And so, just dealing with a lot of that and burning bridges with my support system, just started, really like gave up, like lost hope for a while. But the whole time, like, God speaking to me, like I feel empty. I just like know, like, it's more to it than that. So I started picking up my word a little bit. At times I go into the box and he'll speak to me. I had a desire on to change, but warring with the flesh, but fighting every day. And then eventually, man, I got into it with the police one day, and they found a knife on me, and it turned out real bad. I ended up getting beat up, looking like Emmett Till, face all swole, everything. So I'm looking in the
For
mirror. I'm
real?
like,
I
"What?"
never knew that happened to you.
Yeah, I went on CM 18 months in the hole.
What?
I went. So I'm looking in the mirror though after the incident, after they beat me up, bro, like forearms, stomping me, whooped me, hit me with the walkie-talkies in the face. And bro, I just broke down, bro, shed a tear, bro. Like, I'm unrecognizable looking in the mirror, like you done let Satan beat you up this far. And I told myself, like, never again, man. I cried out to the Most High and, like, man, if you change me. I'm at the end of myself. I can't do it no more. I need. If you real show yourself to me, he did, man. I started seeking, seek first the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and everything else will be added unto you. I started seeking. I started going in the word, claiming promises. He said, if God is a man, he should not lie. So you make a promise, and I went in that word and claimed that promise, and it come to pass for me. And I was like, yeah, this thing real, man. He started revealing himself more and more to me through the Holy Spirit, through prophecy, just through the angels ministering spirits, man. I started seeing it and started reaping the fruit, bearing the fruit, bro. You know, I tried it out. I say, ask you shall receive, seek you shall find, and knock, and the door should be open. I knocked on the doors of heaven and asked God to come in, and that's what he did, bro. And here we are today, bro. Transformed man. Say, he who believes in the Messiah is a new creation. So I believe that God made me a new creation, that he gave me his spirit, and that it was him that was going to transform me. All I had to do was acknowledge him, and he gave me the strength, bro. You know,
So basically, you getting beat by the COs led you more towards God in that whole situation.
right? Just that was like one of the final straws. It's like being sick and tired of being sick and tired, being at the lowest point of your life, being at rock bottom, like being in the space where like I done tried everything. I done tried everything. Like ain't nothing working. Why not try God? Why not try the creator? You created everything. You say you left for instruction manual. They say the Bible, basic instructions before leaving earth. Well, if that's it, I want to see. Wisdom is the application of knowledge. So you telling me is if I learn these things and I apply it, they'll manifest itself. They said the word become flesh and dwelt amongst man. So you mean to tell me that this word is spirit, and that if I apply this word, this becomes my circumstances. Let me try it. Let me see if these principles
And it worked.
are relevant. Yeah, what?
Yes.
Did it? Yeah. Here I am today.
Yes, what?
Zion, the chief
I
musician,
love it, man.
Messiah Militia Ministries, Warrior for the Kingdom. Yeah, we trying to. Yeah, we got all type of things planned. Well, it's his plan. I'm just asking to be a vessel. Trying to podcast with my
Yeah.
cousin. You feel me? Like, yeah, we trying to promote the kingdom.
Kari told me too. Kari told me he had heard because like I said, I didn't know you went to the Bible. I didn't hear anything about that because at that time I had stopped talking to JT, so I wasn't getting any more information on you. The last information I had got is that you was just a Tasmanian devil. But Kari said he had heard about you getting into the Word, so that kind of gave him some hope about how you was gonna be when you got out. I thought you was gonna be, like I said, my heart was hurting just imagining like you just going down the wrong road. I'm like, I can't really take this, man. Like I'm like, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to talk to you when you had got out. Cause I'm like, man, if this man, something happened to him when he died, I ain't gonna be able to handle it, bro.
Man,
and I just don't want nothing to do with it, bro.
Let me tell you something about my music, bro. The music that is y'all, it's God's music. He just gave it to me. I honor him with the gift he gave me. That's one thing that I promised myself, like within, like this talent that he gave me, this artistic ability, I'm gonna give it back to him. So let me tell you something about my music. My music is real deal ministry. It's warfare. I done had times, bro, that when I was like in real deal warfare and went to rapping my music, bro, to myself, gaining strength, being rejuvenated and strengthened on my inner man just from the anointing, from the lyrics, you know.
I use your music for that too. I use it for strength. I told you before the podcast, I was walking around because I'm like, man, I got to get out of this nervousness, and I played your songs over and over again, bro. I told you I play them, and I felt like a warrior. I got on here beast mode. See what I'm saying? So I know what you mean.
On one of my bro, I said, I don't indulge in it's agitating. Gave up the thought, like, see, y'all graduated. The devil stole from me. Y'all make them repay me. I know the truth, and they still trying to play me. Got so much wisdom, you think I were 80. Jesus Christ, with the rhythm, I made it. Covered in righteousness like it's contagious. Look in the mirror, and Yahshua face me restraining order. Yeah, I put it on Satan. I treat the sin like mistakes in the race. My soberness is in intoxication forever, eternity. That's the duration. Need a devil. This is an evacuation. Me and sin really need separated. Matter of fact, we gonna keep separated like a bat scripture beating on Satan. Show up holy and I'm leaving the traces. Yahweh got a message, receive it, related. Yeah, all praise. Yeah.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Once people get to hear your music, bro, it's industry level quality. Like I was blown away. That's why I asked you. I'm like, what studio is Kari taking you to? Because this sounds like Universal Studios, and you had a record deal already. Like I'm not even exaggerating. Like once people hear it, they'll know. Like I'm not lying. Plus, Kari always put out quality music, so the people who from my city, they really gonna already know that's true because. The way the beats and everything y'all put together, bro, I'm just like, wow. I even let my wife hear it, and she was like, that sounds very good. She's like, who is that? I'm like, this is my cousin. I'm like, he ain't playing. Like so yeah, bro, it's top of the line, bro. It's highly professional. Like it's been mixed and mastered by the top level people. I don't know what studio y'all going to, but that's it, bro. But you know what though?
All glory be to the Most High.
And I feel like I can tell you speaking through your heart because of how your music be coming into my heart when I listen to it. Cause that's why I said, man, when it be breaking me down sometimes thinking about what we've been through and how I almost led you to your death and just you transitioning and then coming on the other side with me and we able to do this and we both living the right life now, man. It's like, it's almost like a dream. Like I never could even see myself doing this, cause like I never could see you doing this, like let alone us being on a podcast, but and seeing how life is just unfolding and how stuff happening.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing, bro. To like to it's just a real magical experience to be able to do this with you, man. And I got you on the podcast equipment too.
Remember those promises I told you I went in the word and grabbed a hold of? One of them was,
What?
I know the plans I have for you, declares the Most High. Plans to prosper you and give you hope in a new future. That's Jeremiah 29:11. Jeremiah 29:11, read 11 all the way through 14, bro. I've been holding on to that since day one, knowing that it's something greater that the Most High got planned for me. All I got to do is step into it, bro. All I got to do is line up, bro.
Cause
Stay aligned.
I remember somebody, they was telling me that you used to run around before you got to 15 years. And you was like, man, these crackers got to give me 100 years, man. Is that true? Did you used to say that? They used to be like, you used to say that because you used to be wilding. They got to give me 100 years, man. They got to give me 100 years. And then somebody told me, I don't know if this is true, but somebody told me when you got to 15 that you had cried, bro. And that shit broke my heart. When I heard that, I'm like, boy, because I know, bro, that I did 6, bro. And that felt like a life sentence, bro. 15? 15?
The shocking part about it, bro, I never shed one tear behind my prison sentence, bro.
You didn't?
I didn't cry one tear, bro. The first time I cried was when my grandfather died, 2012, 2 years after being in. But I dropped my head like, damn, these folks took my life. Using some different words, but yeah, that was it.
Yeah. Yeah. I had to just keep it blood raw because that's like the phrase that I was told that you said.
I went cold-hearted from them. I was already a little cold. I was already iced over, but it went all the way frozen in. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they stripped everything from me, lowered me in the dungeon. But really, it was my own decisions and indecision that put myself there. Self-destructing, like we were saying on the other one. Being on my own worst enemy. You know? It's to the point to where
you made it.
Satan, I'm getting pimped by the devil. I'm doing his will. And then if I would have died before my time, I would have had to go suffer with him forever. Come on, man. Separated.
Yeah.
Why how you want to be separated from God on earth and then separated from him for eternity? You got pimped all the way.
Yeah.
You got pimped all the way out the pocket. You come on. We ain't playing like that around here.
But when you look at it, bro, it's like all of this really was just in God's plan. Cause you see what I went through, you see what you went through, and just look where we at now. I don't feel like none of this is by coincidence. I feel like it was all meant to be.
It's part of our story, our testimony, man. It's what makes us who we are today. It's when we can look back and say, man, y'all, you took a old wretched man like me and purged me and cleaned me up and made me anew from within, gave me a new spirit, a new mindset, new goals, new desires, made me a new creation in Christ, and gave me your spirit, and you did it all because out of love, agape, unconditional. Come on, man. All glory be to the Most High.
Yeah, cause it's
grace and mercy, bro.
Yeah, man.
That's
it's just and I noticed with the trauma, like a lot of people, like because when people can't relate to the trauma, like because the level of what I was willing to do just to be accepted was like insanity. Like people don't know this, but I used to look at jail, like going to jail, like gaining stripes like a sergeant, like it made me look harder.
Like it was cool.
Like it was cool.
Yeah, boy, that boy.
Yes.
But that boy Boogie been to JDC 6 times, boy. Man, that boy ain't playing out there. Come on, bro. How ignorant you sound, bro. You been to jail 16 years,
Ignorant.
and we happy, we brag. Come on, bro. I be thinking about some of the stuff. We
Cause
were so far gone, bro. I be thinking about like everything we doing out there backwards, bro. And
bro, we was so far gone, it was unbelievable. But a lot of people don't know, bro. I looked up to the older dudes who was going to jail on the block. I looked up to the dudes who was doing wrong. And I'm like, if I can go to jail 10, 30 times, that makes me look more harder than them, bro. And I'm like, the more stupider things I can do, I feel like it was validation. But a lot of dudes go through this, bro, because they go through rejection, growing up in their household. And they come out, bro, and they just willing to do anything to be accepted, man. People just want love. People just want attention. They just, whether they admit it or not, because a lot of people, they won't face their trauma, and they'll die not facing their trauma, because not everybody gonna evolve, spiritually and consciously. Some people gonna die stuck. Even some of the people you grew up with, and that's what I had to accept, because I always used to visualize in my head how, I want to take everybody with me. I want everybody to be on the same thing. And when you talk to certain people, you just see that's just not where they at. Maybe they time will come. Cause like when I was talking to Kari, I'm like, Kari said he had his spiritual awakening, like at the age of 30, what he 36, 37, about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and it just, it happens at different times for everybody. Some people earlier, some people later. A lot of the guys, bro, who I even talked to when I used to be locked up, a lot of the people I was with, they looked at being locked up as gaining stripes too, that it made it look harder. It made them look harder. And I'm like, it used, just hearing myself say that, the way I used to think, I'm so blown away that a thought like that can even be accepted in my mind as reality. Like what is that? And then that's why a lot of guys get messed up, cause they be catching them life sentences. They be catching 30 years. And when they get older, they evolve and they be like, what have I done? And it's too late. And they like, it ain't too late to get into God, cause you always can have your inner peace, but you basically trapping yourself in that box forever off of belief system and what you was taught or what you seen, and trying to gain validation. And I know a lot of people might be like that, bro. That sound crazy, bro. You was trying to go to jail to look cool. Yeah, bro. Like I said, I would have spent the block 10 times to look cool. Just to be like, yeah, no, I did it, y'all. Hey, I'm accepted.
let me share. See, y'all hear how crazy this sound, right? But let me share to you what the word say about this. God say in Timothy, 2 Timothy, what this is, chapter 2, verse 26, he say, come to your senses and escape from the traps of the devil, having been held captive by him to do his will. It's spiritual war going on. It's a spiritual battle going on. And we out here living entrapped to the enemy because we snared by our senses. We snared by our lower nature. All we want is we love the world and things of the world over God and over righteousness and over doing the right thing and having integrity and morals and principles. All we want to do is please the flesh and other people. But the scriptures call that being trapped by the devil, caught up in carnality in our senses, in the things that don't have no longevity, and the things that's gonna perish. Come on, man. It's about establishing longevity. It's about it trying to expand and live forever and live righteous and connect with our Creator. That's it.
Kari was talking about that with me. He was talking about how he was just talking about how some people doing right and how some people rob, and the devil not really worrying about the guy who robbed. And I was kind of like, I want to touch on Kari with that, because a lot of that stuff plays into the unhealed trauma. Because you can blame the devil, which to me, it kind of like, it kind of throws you in a victim mindset. Like, I'm not really the one doing this. The devil making me do this. No, nigga, you picked up that gun and chose to rob. You are the one cheating. The devil ain't making you. The devil may put the temptation in front of you now. He gonna put it in front of you, but you can't have a victim mindset, because the devil ain't forcing you to. You just like God said, you have free will. You have free will to do whatever you want. God gonna show you the way. The devil gonna show you a way which way you want to go. So when Kari told me that, it just made me think. I was like, man, a lot of people kind of fall into that victim mindset. You know, the devil made me do this. Well, I feel like a lot of unhealed trauma made you do that. You know, your upbringing. Some people grow up in savage mode. You know, they grow up and do savage things. They don't have any morals. So it's a lot of that unhealed trauma and people's belief systems is what kind of like gets them trapped in the illusion of the devil, you know, the devil's work, shall I say.
Right.
But
So basically, we talk about the same thing, just on
yeah,
different dimensions. Like, I'm talking about the source of evil and the influence, and you talking about the choice as a man, as a sovereign, separate individual. Like, yeah, we still got free will at the end of the day. Nobody's putting a gun in your head and telling you to go do evil. And you're absolutely correct. However, you also got to be attentive that you have two combative natures. You have one part of you wants to do right, and one part of you don't want to do right. And then it seemed like you always in the middle of that, and you're clinging to one above the other. That's where everybody's struggle is. That's where everybody fight is. That's where everybody battle is.
and
So
I think that's kind of
so watch this. The reason, so when you bring the devil in the equation, right? What that does is that lets you know that, first of all, you have control over your decisions, but there's a war going on outside of us. That makes us look to God. Like, damn, it's stuff going on out here that's bigger than me. It's deeper than rap. It's like we were talking the other day about realms. It's other dimensions and realms out there. It's 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 beings out there, angels, unclean spirits.
I like what Jerm was saying.
It's just
How
making
he was
people
saying
aware of the spiritual war and the spiritual world. That's why I speak. I'm gonna speak about me. That's why I speak and I identify Satan and unclean spirits and angels and God, our Heavenly Father, and the Messiah, right? Because that's the foundation to everything. Everything is spiritual.
yeah, it
Everything.
is.
It starts with the spirit, then it goes to the conscious, the mind, then it ends in the flesh of the 3D realm.
That's kind
So,
of what I learned too, like leading with
so
the ego.
we're trying to get people to tap into the spiritual side of things. Stop looking. Don't you just caught up in five senses when there's a sixth sense. There's a whole spiritual sense. There's a whole spiritual component about us that a lot of people ignore. This is when you ignore. All right, put it this way: when you ignore the spirit, when you ignoring the spiritual, this is what causes you to act out of trauma. They say, "Man, go cheat on your wife," when that originally wasn't your thought. It just popped out of nowhere. A majority of people
Yeah.
think that every thought that they think is their thought.
Yeah, it's not.
Every thought that you think don't come from you. They're called intrusive thoughts, and they come from spiritual beings that we can't see, clean or unclean.
Yeah, and I learned
Yeah,
not to because I study a lot of the trauma and the ego and the spiritual, like you said. I learned my ego tends to focus on all of the negative stuff, but when I tap into my spiritual, it's like I look, oh, the trees are beautiful, the sky is beautiful. I got two like I focus on the positive of life when I tap into the spiritual side of myself.
right. The ruach, the spirit, man, the Holy Spirit makes you appreciate life, makes you
Yeah.
appreciate righteousness, holiness, things that are moral and principles and love, bro. How you operate from a space of love, like it's it. God is love, bro. You start to move in the image in your purpose. We're created in the image of Yah, in the image of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? We made out of love, bro. That's what's supposed to be dominating this realm. Not evil, not wickedness, not hate. But it starts with one.
Yeah, that's the whole goal.
It starts with us, bro, and it goes out. That's why I say that we the light of the world. We the salt of the earth.
Yeah, I feel like the people get caught up. They get caught up more so in the religion of the world and not so much as the spiritual aspect. Because a lot of people and that's why they hit a brick wall, because they get into the spirituality and they look too much into like the ego part of it, and it's not so much of more like living a certain way. It's about just really surrendering and just tapping into that spiritual side so you can see the beauty in life. And some people got to go through stuff to be able to come to that other side. Because me and you we seen the hells and depths of hells of life. So it may be easier for us to see the beauty in life, now. But and it's just really come down to that spiritual and that ego. And that's what happened to me when I was kind of like, I was doing my parent thing. Because even though I had changed my life, and I had like an ego crack one day, I was like, what's going on with me? I'm like, I'm paying my bills. I'm being a good parent. But I was going through like depressive moments. Stuff was going on inside of me I couldn't explain. And that's what kind of like, and I had my spiritual awakening. And it made me like focus more on the spiritual side and not the egotistical human brain. And that's the only thing that helped me out of what I was stuck in is putting more energy into that spiritual side and focusing on my inner self, bro, and just figuring out who I really am and what my purpose is in life. Because a man with no purpose, bro, is a dangerous man. It's like you in a ship and the water's just going every way. And you just going with the waves, bro.
Right. Yeah, bro, you're right, bro. You see, man, is when you go back to us and like I say, being created in God's image, bro, we're a 3-part being. You are a spirit, you have a soul, and you live in a body. We made of 3 parts. Every day, your soul is your thought, will, and your emotion. And so every day you're gonna feed yourself, your flesh. You got a spouse, you probably gonna have sex or whatever. You're feeding your flesh, your thought, will, and your emotions operating every day. But how many people actually pay attention to like the spirit, man, within them? The part where the life actually comes from. Without your spirit, without your breath, you cease to exist. Where did this come from? See, our spirits came from God. He breathed life. He breathed into Adam, and Adam became a living soul, a living being. Our breath, our spirit comes straight from God, and it goes straight back to Him. That's the part That's the part we need to be trying to cultivate. That's the part we need to be trying to become one with. Because you become one with your inner man, your spirit man, the Holy Spirit inside you, you become one with God.
Yeah, man.
And
I had to like,
the Ruach, the spirit ain't gonna never lead you wrong. Never.
I had to like stop putting stop how can I explain it? Like I had to because my expectation, like I want to be great. Like I want to be a great parent. Like I want to be great at everything I do. But I had to kind of like stop like being so hard on myself with unrealistic expectations, because when I didn't reach that, I felt disappointed. And my wife was telling me, like, she was reading this story about this lady in the comment section like a week ago. And she was saying how the lady got into spirituality, and instead of focusing on spirituality, she was more focused on dressing like a spiritual person, wearing spiritual beads, walking the beach, meditation. But so she was doing the earthly things and the what it would look like, but she wasn't really like feeling it in her heart of what it's supposed to feel like. So and she was saying how the lady had just learned to kind of just let all of that go. Like, I don't have to look a certain way. I don't have to try to be perfect, and just kind of go with the ebb and flow of life and just feel it inside of your heart spiritually. And she was like, how the lady just, her life became so much better when she let go all of the standards that, some people think that may, have to come with it when transitioning and just being a better person and chasing their spirituality. You just have to kind of like surrender and just let go of all the expectations and let God give you that guidance with those downloads, because he gonna give you the guidance. And he gonna show you stuff and put it in front of you, and you have to just let the path unfold. Like my wife said, like, because I'm like, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I've been trying to figure out my purpose for years, cuz. And she like, my wife, like, the purpose don't work like that. You're not gonna be able to see it from point A to point B. She was like, because once you start doing God's work, the path is going to unfold in front of you. You don't know what you're going to be doing next. You might be speaking on the stage, tomorrow. You don't know what he going to have you doing. You just got to follow the path of breadcrumbs.
The key is Proverbs 3:5-7. Trust in him with all our heart, acknowledge him in all our ways, and he will direct our path. You feel what I'm saying? So keep your eyes on the prize. Keep acknowledging him in everything you do, and he'll direct the path. That's it, bro. Like people, because I heard you saying like how people are complicated. It's about having a relationship, bro. A relationship. It, it's like right now you got a relationship with your wife. You're not even gonna bring everybody into your relationship. You ain't gonna be telling everybody about everything you got going on in your bedroom. You ain't gonna
Exactly.
do that. You you finna you're gonna enjoy your wife. You're gonna do things to make your wife feel love. You're gonna show your wife you love her by your actions, because love is a verb, it's an action word. It's about doing, man. All the rest of the stuff, that's what makes it
Be
complicated,
like,
because
give me like 10 more minutes.
the different motives, the ulterior motives. You're not just trying to. You're not coming pure hearted. You coming with ulterior motives, and you trying to be a people pleaser, or you trying to hold on to the world still. You're not fully surrendered. You can't serve Yah and Mammon. This is an all in, all nothing type thing. It's
That's
gradual
kind of what
growth. It's gradual growth. You got to continue to press and be disciplined and consistent and persistent and grow gradually. It's like a seed when you plant it. You got to water it, continue to water it, cultivate it, and the laws that the Creator set in place is what causes it to give the increase according to His authority. So it's the same thing with your
because
relationship, bro. If
a lot of
you
people
What'd you say, bro?
speak those words like you just spoke the verse to me, but they don't really feel what they speaking. They don't feel it in their heart. Because I know demons who can spit verses, that they can spit them like raps. I done been around guys and they can spit them verses, but like I said, it be that ego part. They don't really feel it, because once you feel it, it's like you ain't really got it, because you just live it. It's just like, it's almost like it just becomes one with
You
you.
start to feel it when you become it, bro. When you fully surrender, say, I'm finna try this thing with all my heart. That's when you start to feel it, bro. Even when you do fall short, you say, boy, I ain't gonna lie, boy, I did a little better than I did yesterday, but let me press some more. And you get up. That's why I said
Yeah,
righteous man falls 7 times. But he keep getting up and keep pressing. It ain't
because he
gonna
anchored
be
in God.
it ain't gonna be
He,
easy.
he
It's a fight, bro.
it's because yeah,
Let's say fight the fight of faith. Why I gotta fight for my faith? Why I gotta fight the fight of faith? Cause it ain't easy, bro. That's going back to the war. You got two natures that's combating against each other, and they both within you. You could be
everything
you could be
everything on the inside.
you could be your own best friend, or you could be your own worst enemy. Which one you want to be?
And I would say that that's most people downfall, is you, because you your own worst you are your own worst enemy, bro. I would say that's the number one thing. And it's weird of how much times I pointed the finger at people and how much judgment I've had in my life, because I used to just feel like I was high and mighty, man. I lived off my
Ooh,
status of
guess what?
being bad
Guess what I just thought
and
about? I just
what
thought about a time, bro. Because you asked me a question, and the real answer just came to me, bro. And it was what really made me change, bro. Looking in that mirror, bro, and realizing, bro, that I really didn't love myself, bro, and what it means to love myself. And that if I love myself, I wouldn't be out here self-destructing. And if I love myself, I'll be loving on other people because whatever you do to somebody else, you're doing to yourself.
It's
So,
it's a
so
reflection of your inner
yeah,
self.
love thy neighbor as thyself. That's why that's the golden rule. Treat people how you want to be treated because whatever you putting out, that's what you're getting back. Whatever you sowing, that's what you're reaping. And when I learned that
Yeah.
principle, bro, that along with the grace of Yah and the plan that he had and what he did by sending his son and all that above, those things combined, bro, let me know like, wow, bro, I really don't love myself. Because if I do love myself, I'll start making better decisions. I'll become the man God want me to be. I'll start stepping in purpose. I'll start doing the right thing even when nobody's looking. I'll start doing the right things that's gonna benefit me and my health and other people. And then I'll start reaping those things. And I'll start receiving blessings. Because this is what I'm sowing, it's what I'm putting out, it's the energy that I'm releasing. It's me being spiritual above all things. I'm sowing into spiritual things, so I'm reaping spiritual repercussions. Ooh, that's blessing. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, it is.
when I got there, bro, in my mind, and made a full surrender to that lifestyle and that mindset, bro, I took on the mind of Christ, and I said I don't want nothing else. And this is
Hey,
journey.
hey, your actions speak louder than your words, man. Because only the people that we grew up with know what you was doing. Your actions speak real loud. But I mean, you talking right now, but they don't understand. Boy. Hey, this is a real. This is like one of the biggest transformations I've seen. I feel like your transformation was bigger than mine.
When I was growing up, bro, I'm 36 right now. I kind of feel like I'm up there, But however, when I was growing, I wasn't doing all that recording and all that stuff. But I got a paper trail, and I ain't nothing like what you see on that paper. You look at them charges, and you see me now, they be like, that ain't Zion, bro. That ain't the Zion I know. Cause
Yeah, bro.
them
Not only did you change, like,
boys up
cause
the
you could have
road, man.
easily,
Them boys up the
cause you
road.
could have you could have easily got out and just been a normal law abiding citizen, bro. But you like did a whole law abiding citizen spiritual, like you did like some 360, went to outer space in the universe and came back, bro. So you came back like two different people. Like it was like
That's a new
so.
creation, baby. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
man. I'm so happy for you,
I
man.
love this,
I'm
though,
telling
bro.
you.
I love this, bro. I like being iron sharpening iron, bro. So, every time we do this, every time we get together, bro, we gonna honor and magnify the Most High, bro. And we're gonna talk to the world, bro. We're gonna share the truth, bro. We're gonna wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, bro. Increase us as we speak life. Increase us on every level, mentally, spiritually, physically, and financially as we speak life.
I used to be embarrassed, like I said, even because when I changed, I hated my old self so much that I didn't even like. Because when Michi told me, Michi was like, "Man, Fields, you should talk about what you've been." I'm like, I don't want to. I'm disgusted with myself. I'm embarrassed that I embarrassed my mom, and I'm like, I don't want to talk about nothing that I went through. I was so ashamed of it, bro, that I just wanted to hide it, bro. I wanted to put it in the box and hide it, and I still can't even believe that I'm actually even talking like this now, bro, because I tried to bury that part of me so bad. And like I said, throughout my trauma, and like even though I was a good parent, like I was just doing weird shit. Like I was arguing too much, walking around with anger, hatred, and judging people, pointing the finger at people. And it all came back. It's came back to surface, man. But yeah, I'm just happy we able to let people know what we've been through so we can, hopefully help other people open up and become aware of the spirituality and let them know, man, it ain't what you think, man. Because once you live with it, we have fun the same way, man. I mean, I still have fun the same way. So it ain't really nothing of it ain't nothing that somebody can't do, man. It's like once you cross the other side, bro, being on the other side is great on the other side.
Yeah, man. It say, man, a man's spirit sustains him in his sickness. You know what I'm saying? They diagnosed me with kidney failure, man, stage 5 renal disease, on dialysis. You can't stop me, man. I got the spirit of Christ in me, man. That ain't on. You can't hold me back. By His stripes, I'm healed. I hold on to Him, bro. I hold on to Him because there ain't nothing else, bro. It ain't nothing else out here. Ain't
Yeah, bro,
nothing,
you're a real fighter, man.
nothing, bro.
You're a real fighter.
Yeah,
You had to
man.
deal with that dialysis the whole 15 years in there, bro. I was like, wow. When I heard that, I was just like, dang, bro. Like, yeah, it was horrible when I heard it, man. That really broke my heart hearing that, bro. Because I already know what it's like to be in there, to sit in there and just, feel hopeless and empty in your soul. But to have to deal with a medical condition like that, that's just something else, bro. It's like you had to feel like you was under hell, like going through all of that, bro, before you came to Christ at the end when you got out.
Well, I always been a soldier, so I just really, I always been optimistic too. So it's just like it's little things that our Father, the Most High, He instilled in my character. That He allowed me. It's a blessing to allow me to be able to have that type of mindset. Like when I was young, like even if while I was wilding, I was always optimistic. My cup was always half full, not half empty. I always tried to see the light in the darkness, the good and the bad. It was just so little things like that was already like seeds that was in my heart from a youngin. So you know,
That's good. That's good to have a perspective like that, because a lot of people grow up and just see the negative in everything, bro. I seen a lot of negative. Even though I had that mindset you had, I'm always able to see the good in a situation. Because even when I went to the chain gang, I went in there and got trades like while I was locked in there, and a lot of people don't do that. So
let
I
me
can
let me
relate to
show
what
you
you're saying.
let me show you the whole difference in perspective. So you could take this one thing, man. That boy on dialysis, he in prison, he got 15 years, this, that, and other, right? You could look at it from the victimized perspective, right? Or you
Mm-hmm.
could, or this from my perspective, what it did. Yeah, I got 15 years. Yeah, I'm on dialysis, but boy, I could have been dead. What? Or he done saved me this many times, and he's still preserving me right now. He slowed me down, gave me time to sit down and think, to reset, to reboot. So it's all on the outlook. I could have looked at it negative and like, dang, boy, this, that, and the other. Or I could have took it for what it was worth. Look at see what can how can I grow? What can something positive come out of this? That go back to my prayer. God, take what the devil meant for bad and turn it into something good. Let me see
Both our
something.
situations.
Let me see something wrong and teach me how to make it right.
I love that, man. But yeah, we done reached the hour mark now, cause
Yeah,
we had
so
an hour. I'm about to end it. Hey, but hey, listen, boy. Hey, cuz this was fire. I ain't gonna lie, bro. This definitely was.
yeah, you're
And
gonna have
we
to
can
do
go
a
for
little
2 hours.
you're gonna have to do a little bit more editing this time, though.
Oh yeah. I already know I got this. I'm about to chop this down. But yeah,
Yeah,
like I
bro,
said,
go
I
on
got you
get
on the.
to it, bro. Go on get to it, cause I want to see my version. I'm ready. I'm a boy, bro. You know how long I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be on your trail, bro. So I'm gonna let you work, though. I'm gonna let you work.